everybody, it's Ziz here. Welcome to Crowfall Insider, your news source for all things Crowfall. And we're gonna speed these updates up because who wants to sit through a 15-minute video? So let's jump right in. First is the champion. This is the melee DPS archetype that they're adding into the beta in the alpha tests this November. 1.1 is gonna have this guy. They're already adding an archetype and he looks amazing. Now, he uses rage like the Legionnaire. So when you attack, you build up rage and you use that to fuel your other abilities on your bar. But they also have a new system as well called hatred, and hatred you build up anytime you attack someone or when you are attacked and hit yourself. Hatred is one of the coolest things for this archetype because it builds up and it builds up until you use Ultimate Warrior. What is Ultimate Warrior? Well, it has 2 stages, and when you use it, it makes you bigger and you get a huge damage buff, and you can use it twice in a row. So you grow like the Hulk, and then you do smash some more stuff, and then you get to grow even bigger and then do even more damage. And then when the time runs out on stage 2, then you reset back to stage 1 and you can just keep doing it over and over, which sounds amazing. I definitely want to play a melee DPS class. The downside is they move a little bit slower than the other archetypes, which you're thinking, how are you going to be in melee and attack people when they're running away from you and you're slower than them, right? Well, remember on the other classes you would have your right click ability, like the knight has their block, and then you know, the confessor has their little like dodge ability. Well, on this guy, he has a chain pull, which the knight kind of has one too, right? They already have a chain pull. Well, this works in reverse. You chain someone and it pulls you to them. And remember, you can use your right click ability over and over and over as long as you have stamina. So you're gonna be able to chain people and catch up to them all the time, over and over and over, which is really, really awesome. There are other abilities here. If we take a look, look at that. Boom! Number 1, they have a cone damage, and then it's a whirling damage. So their combo chain, the second time you press the one ability, you're going to move in a straight line where you're facing and do damage, which is awesome, because if people are running away from you, you use that, and then boom, you're just damaging them and staying on them, which has been one of my biggest gripes. I hate all the start and stop, and so this archetype by itself already is starting to solve some of those problems. Number 2 is spinning rage, which builds some rage for you automatically just by using it. And the second part of that is a cone blind effect. Now, a lot of games, a blind is just your character misses attacks, so it doesn't really matter. This screenshot here shows you when someone else is blinded in the game, their screen actually goes dark. So you get to like troll them and not get hit. Unless they're really, really good and they know what you're doing, then they could start blocking or they might be able to attack you still, which is really awesome. WildStar had similar systems like this and I really, really loved them. I think they're amazing. Going back to the abilities, number 3 is Vicious Stomp, and then it chains into Disarming or a Bleed. Now, Bleed obviously is more damage, but Disarming Shout literally makes it so the other people can't use their abilities. They push them on their keyboard and they just don't do anything. So we already have a blind, and then we have a Disarming Shout. This guy takes more damage, but when he's just making it so you can't attack him at all, this sounds amazing. Number 4 is maybe the best of all. It's Throw Hurlbat. Now, it doesn't do a ton of damage. It does a little bit and stuff like that. The coolest thing though is you can use it while you're moving. You're running around and you can throw these things at people. And if you hit someone with enough of them, it's going to put a snare on them. So that's right. If you weren't able to catch up with them, you know, using your chain pull over and over, guess what? Now you can just throw Hurlbats at someone. They're trying to kite you and you're just hitting with that thing over and over and over. And number 6, Strength of the Mountain, is like an oh crap button, right? You're taking a bunch of damage, and what it does, it roots you in place and like turns you into granite. I don't know, you're like a gargoyle, you're like, you can't attack me, but it looks really, really awesome. Now, they are slower, which kind of sucks, and they're gonna be huge, especially when they're using, you know, their Ultimate Warrior ability, so everybody's gonna attack them and kill them, but they sound like they're gonna be a ton of fun. Not only are they gonna be a ton of fun to play, but they look awesome too. These are the arts of what they look like. This is leather armor, scale armor, plate armor, and cloth. Now, why would you use cloth on this guy in melee range? I have no idea. Maybe there'll be a reason for it in game. I hope so. I hope every armor type is viable, but they just look awesome. I mean, the scale one right now looks super cool. And if you wear plate, obviously you're going to take less damage. So one of the downsides of this class is that supposedly they take more damage. They're not as tanky as like, the Knight, obviously. But you throw a bunch of plate armor on them, they're probably going to be pretty good still. Not to mention, their weapons look amazing. Two-handed axes, they got this hurl bat, and then look at this thing. It's like a mace with a skull. I really love the direction it's going. It's this gladiator kind of pit fighter style, but, juiced up, and he looks like he's on steroids, so he looks pretty awesome. Now, if you want your own armor in the real life, get this stuff. You can buy your own t-shirts. All you have to do is log into the store, and then when you log into Crowfall.com, and then when you click on the store, it's going to take you to whatever section you need to be in for where you live. So if you live overseas, you live in America, wherever you're at, you click on the store button after you log in, and it's going to show you the stuff that's available to you where you live. And that stuff is all being updated. Different regions have different things available to them. But if you want to get an awesome t-shirt and you want to look super cool like Tully here in the red, go ahead and you can go buy that stuff. Now, some people who don't need to buy that stuff are the people who participated in the costume contest. If you don't remember what this is, it was a contest. You get dressed up, you post your picture, and everybody gets to vote on it, and whoever gets the most votes is going to get packages like Sapphire and Amber and all this stuff, right? Well, there was a whole bunch of drama because I guess there was some bots and some cheating and some spam, and people ended up with like tons and tons of votes like in a very short period of time. It would have been really easy for Artcraft to say, you know what, there's been some shady play, we're just going to decide on our own, or it's, the competition is canceled or whatever. But no, they didn't do any of that. You know what they did? They said, we're going to, instead of just, giving out the packages we already said, they doubled the packages. First place prize was a Sapphire package, and guess what? They gave it to 2 people because they wanted it to be as fair as possible. 2 people got a Sapphire package. All of these people got an Amber package. Sapphire's $500. And these guys are $250. And everybody who participated, honorable mentions, they all got stuff too. Even this guy. Who the heck is this guy? I don't know. You are the hero. You won the internet, sir. You are a Legionnaire and you look amazing. But maybe better than all of their costumes was J.Todd Coleman. That's J.Todd Coleman. If you don't believe me, watch this video, this update. We created a monster. It's unbelievable. He went all out. And when I say all out, he literally shaved his head. Look at the side. He literally shaved his head to make this video that's just funny for us. These developers are hilarious. I think they might be a little bit crazy, but I love it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Did J.Todd Coleman go too far? What do you think was the best costume contest? What do you think about the champion? How do you feel about this quick rapid fire video compared to the older ones where I talked a little bit more? Let me know everything down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.